one of the most crazy periods of time in my entire career as a stock trader, investor, and a firm, and the daily swings of gains and losses have just been insane. But like the amount of clients and just people affected by this, I have never seen. You know, I've just never seen. I want to see where everybody was at with your thoughts on Tesla, so we can sort of crowdsource where we're at, because right now, you know, they've basically been forced to shut everything down except in China, which is actually now ramping up. But it's going to be a challenging period of time because, you know, Tesla doesn't really have much room for, you know, wasting time, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this, you know, moving forward in timelines and product launches and things like that. Because I think there's no question Elon pulled off the move of all move, raising money, pure equity at 7 something.
Like genius.
It's beyond like such a good move. And he does it over and over again, where he senses the moment's right. And then like right after he does it, things get really tough. And it's always like, how did he know? You know? So I think he kind of saved the company again by raising $2 billion. And now I think it's going to be hard for the government not to help Tesla moving forward, for all the contribution he's going to make in solving this problem.
I wouldn't be, Ross, that would be a good outcome, but the way the administration just turned on GM overnight, I just think everything is unpredictable right now.
Oh, for sure. And I wouldn't bank on anything.
Yeah.
But I do believe that in the end, the government is going to have to give compensation to almost every person. It's basically what's happening. They're basically paying off every person, business owner in America, one way or another, for their total negligence in handling this problem. And so in my mind, Tesla would have recourse against the government for being forced to shut down because of their government's negligence. You know, so I think everybody gets money who really tries. And you should try to get money too, you know, to be honest.
Happening in the Netherlands as well. Yeah, they're investing 90 billion, and the Netherlands is a very small country, but they're investing 90 billion in the coming 3 months.
Yeah. Well, there's a new economic theory that's I've developed recently, which is that there's no such thing as inflation. Actually, that it's gone, and this whole paradigm of like, you know, oh, we shouldn't print money because, you know, it's going to cause inflation, is just out the door. And so now we're trying a whole new philosophy, which is if we just continue to print money and spend it to amounts that have never in human history been tried, what could go wrong? You know? So they might as well just give it to everybody, you know?
UBI to the extreme, is that what you're talking about, Ross?
Well, it's an attempt to restart capitalism by like literally just filling our system with capital, even though it's inefficiently done, you know? And so
it's not only inefficient, but it's not hitting the people that need it the most, right? The people that are earning tips and such.
I disagree. I think Pelosi did a good job. I think that if I was getting $3,200 check, like I'm a married couple of two that doesn't make a lot of money and 2 kids, and I get $3,200, and if I lose my job, I get unemployment plus they're adding $600 or whatever.
Yeah, but there's a current under that, Ross. There's a current, the people that walk the dogs and do all that, they don't necessarily report all that income, and they're not getting the jobs right now, and they're hurting, and they're not going to get a check.
You know, this is a pure recession. It could be even worse. There's no upside. Everybody loses. It's how much, you know. I wish they'd just done a flat, everybody gets a check and no means testing. Just because I know of a lot of people that could use that check that won't get it. Most companies are having problems supplying products just as much as there's a demand issue on one side. I think that's totally true. Like, I'll give you an example. The grocery stores have never done better in their lives. If you were to tell Kroger's that this, like, think about Amazon. Like, we've been buying Amazon stock like crazy. Like, Amazon is killing it right now. They're hiring like crazy. I just read Instacart's hiring like crazy. Blue Apron was basically bankrupt, and now they're hiring 300 people. So so what's happening is the economies of the world are like rejiggering into this whole new thing. So in one sense, we have the digital economy now is becoming just like solidified. Like I bought stock in Zoom and everybody said the valuation's ridiculous. I agree, but I'm like, this is not going to end. It's schools, it's businesses, it's friends, it's so, this is so efficient. I bought Slack stock. I was like, we use it at my company, and think about how workplace efficiency is. Well, here's the thing that we're trying to figure out is we're trying to figure out like how many people canceled buying their Tesla, let's say. So as we end the quarter in a couple days, right? The quarter was pretty normal for Tesla up until a few weeks ago, Yeah. So I only think they lost 2 weeks of production, like in pure production. And I think that they sold every car that they needed to sell this quarter, I think.
Well, I'm seeing stuff on Twitter about like
there's a lot of cancellations.
Yeah, cancellations.
Twitter is not a source of information that's accurate.
Granted, but like it seems like. Go ahead.
The inventory is going up, so that's one thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Is like how much cancellation. So if there was like 100 orders, how many canceled?
I mean, if somebody has a job, and I mean, most people, a lot of people are no longer employed, and or at least laid off temporarily. It could be for 2 weeks, or this could last 6 months before things get ramped up again. So, and who knows? Companies will take this advantage of this to clean up and to refocus maybe in a different way where they couldn't do before. So who knows if these people are going to be able to buy again in the next, let's say, 2 to 3 years, depending on where they are.
It's got to hurt solar too. I mean,
solar I think might hurt it, but I think there's so much demand in solar, especially in California and Australia, that's not going to be a worries.
I'm pretty sure there's quite a few cancellations because we got an email. Literally, I got a text on Sunday, and it was out of nowhere. We didn't. It just said prepare for delivery, and like nothing. We had no communication. No delivery specialist contacted me via email or anything. I just got a text that, hey, can you pick up your car tomorrow? I mean, it all happened like that.
Wow.
It was crazy. So I think it was a cancellation, even though we did order the day after the reveal. So I had I ordered it a long time ago, but it was weird. It was my first experience that it was just really, really quick. And I think it was a cancellation.
I think our community is incredible. And I think when history is written about Tesla in 10 years or 15 years, I think what Elon's done is less about Elon and more about us, in that we've taken what he's given us and helped make it into a bigger thing. And he knows that it's us that's doing it. And that's why he spends no money on advertising. And I take a lot of pride in the effort I've made as an investor. So I do have a for-profit motive for it, but like as a human, to try to push sustainable transportation and EVs, because I do think if you're going to think about one thing, I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I do think the earth needed a pause from all the pollution that's been destroying it. And if there's one thing we learned about this pause, is that we have to do a better job moving forward, and pushing Tesla is one way we can do a better job as for humanity moving forward. So it isn't just about money. It's about making changes in our society, because of what we've learned here. And part of it's environmental, and part of it's healthcare, and part of it's human, and part of it's love with our friends and relatives. But if any message, I want to thank you too as a shareholder, and also just as a friend, for being so passionate and helping, because beating those guys last year who just wanted to destroy Tesla is probably one of the greatest things that has happened in my career as a stock guy in a long time. And not because we made millions of dollars, which was awesome, but was because we beat people whose only intent was to hurt Tesla and Elon, with really no intent for improving society in any way. So,
exactly.
You know, it's called impact investing. If I can make investments and make a better world out of it, then that's doubly awesome. And so, you know, as much as I appreciate Elon, who just puts enormous effort in every day at work, I appreciate all you guys too, because we're all making a huge difference in the Tesla community.